You've probably heard all the hype about eclipses, that they're moments of change and times when unexpected things happen, and even that the ancients used to hide out from them. But eclipses can be really powerful moments of manifestation, too. So there are two types of eclipses in astrology: solar eclipses that happen at new moons, and lunar eclipses that happen at full moons. 4 to 6 times a year we'll have an eclipse. It's sort of like a fancy full moon when you have a lunar eclipse. So, what exactly is happening? Well, at a full moon, whether it's an eclipse or not, the sun and the moon are exactly opposite each other. Astrologically, if we have an Aquarius full moon, it's during Leo season, for example, when the sun is in the Leo part of the sky, the opposite sign of Aquarius. And while the sun and the moon are opposite each other during a lunar eclipse, the earth is directly between them. So the moon enters the earth's shadow path. And that's why it's called a blood moon, because the shadow of the earth on the moon casts these reddish brown hues that look like blood, I guess, or so someone thought who named it that. So during a lunar eclipse, it's true, emotions and energies can really be heightened. It's convergence of all these energetic forces. And if you are a follower of astrology, full moons are moments where seeds we've planted 6 months ago come to fruition. So, what is the purpose of an eclipse? Well, typically it's hard for people to make decisions. That's how human beings are. We like to procrastinate. We don't like to be pushed into anything. But sometimes we kind of need to just get off the fence and do something. So, if you've been avoiding something in an area of your life, a lunar eclipse will come along and sometimes force your hand. Sudden events will either create an ending, closure, transition, push you forward, sort of like if you're playing pool and the 8 ball hits one of the balls and moves everything on the table, all the other balls on the table. That's what an eclipse is like. It comes along and forwards the action, and while it can create a little bit of temporary chaos, some astrologers think from 3 to 5 days before and after, or up to 2 weeks, things may take that time to settle. Um, Ultimately, an eclipse is there for your highest good, to push you into new terrain and help you evolve and move you toward the best decision. Now, some people do experience breakups and job losses and endings. An eclipse will eclipse things out of your life, but it's there to make room for something new that fits your evolved self better. So don't resist, because resistance is futile. The eclipse is there to really help you release so that you can invite in something that's new and a much better fit for you. You can check our website, astrostyle.com, for a calendar of this year's eclipses, or just Google it. The moon phases are out there, the astronomical data is there. Sometimes you can actually see an eclipse. Depends on the part of the world you're in at that time. It can be quite an amazing sight. A lunar eclipse does literally look like the moon is turning reddish, brownish orange during the time that it's happening. Sometimes it's a partial eclipse, sometimes it's a total eclipse. If it's total, you'll see the whole moon covered with the Earth's shadows, which can be pretty cool. So set your intentions, but know that the eclipse also probably has an agenda of its own. And just be open to releasing whatever it is you've been holding on to. Let the eclipse be your advocate and remove the thing that no longer serves you to make way for the new.